Okay, so I just wanted to make a science challenge video to all the people who want to comment about this directed energy weapon hypothesis for these wildfires occurring over the western half of the United States. Number one, find a house that you believe was the target of a directed energy weapon or a similar area where trees did not ignite while the houses did. And get pictures, find the location, get the geographic data, where was the neighborhood, where is it located, get all that information, document it. Tell me what contractors built these structures and find out what type of siding, framing, and other construction materials that they used. Number three, perform some experiments to find out the average ignition point and flammability characteristics of the local species of trees. In fact, there's already some articles that I have here that talk about that. And figure out the fire conditions which may have been specific to that area. You know, remember that burning embers from massive wildfires raging across much of the state sent burning embers high into the air, which then rained down, sometimes miles away. Depending on fire and wind conditions, they could blow from the side or rain down from above. So compare the flammability of the local tree species, which have had eons of evolution and climate highly susceptible to these types of conditions, against the flammability of a mock-up house. Using some, you could build this and do your own experiment. So if you wanted some vinyl siding installed over tieback or some cheap variant, and maybe use some asphalt shingles and do some experiments. Again, some type of hard data on the exact materials used in the construction of those houses and the fire conditions in those areas would be a much more scientific approach than trying to figure out what actually happened in these cases. And insurance companies even would be more than willing, I'm sure, to pay good money for such a study if you did it right and were able to collect the right kind of data. Because, of course, you could get it funded with the insurance companies because they would want to know why houses burned down, because they do house insurance plans and they want to know which areas need to have higher rates, and all that gets figured out with the actuarial data and that kind of stuff. So number six, visit these local areas yourselves and look for concrete, steel stud, and metal roof structures and compare the construction materials and houses that didn't burn. So look at houses that didn't burn and be like, oh, what was different about their construction and what they were made of? Did they have inorganic, non-burnable materials like metal and concrete and brick and metal roof, as opposed to what was different about those buildings? So that's something that I'd really like to see more important data on. And really, if people are building houses in these types of areas, it might, obviously people who had their homes destroyed in these wildfires, which are still raging, are going to have to rebuild. And these are definitely things they're going to have to think about with contractors, with buying a house in these areas, and with also building houses in these areas, are these types of construction concerns, which is something that I don't know if these Judy Wood directed energy people are really aware of. But yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say. Thanks for watching.